2017 is a big year for Canada. I understand that the township might have applied for some 150 grants.
Yes.
And did you get them? And what's it going to be used for?
We haven't been notified yet.
And what will they be used for if you do get them?
We applied for for the regular Canada 150 grant. We applied for 2 projects, the Gores Landing Wharf and the playground equipment at the Baltimore Rec Center. Then there was a Ontario portion of the Canada 150 that was applied for the Castle Hill Park.
For what?
At Castle Hill Park.
Okay. So are you planning a celebration for the township for 150?
Yes, we are.
How much? How much money are you putting into
How
it?
much have we budgeted aside? I can't remember offhand, but I think it was the we had some money in the amount. It was more than $5,000, but how much
Is it
more than
somewhere in the
$5,000?
budget?
I think it's either under economic development or it's under promotion of the township. But we've been including or identifying that as being something to try and recognize and capture for next year for 150 celebrations.
So we are planning, and we've also asked Kim Rudd if we can get some flags and some other paraphernalia as part of the festivities, and she said to let her know that there was some materials that we could get to give out to the kids and to the public as part of the festivities.
When Kim Rudd was here at the Committee of the Whole, she mentioned there was dollars available in tourism grants, possibly, and that you should connect with her office if you're interested. Are you interested in partnering with the Harwood Hall public property, which is a very old property down where the railway tracks, one of the most historic spots in our whole county, partnering with them to try and get them money to fix their hall up?
We have to get the information back from Kim Rudd's office, look at what the requirements are, and at that point then we can make a determination.
So are you interested in even looking at that? Would you put that to council, ask them if they would participate in that if Harwood Hall went in with them? And I know you're not going to get the money if council won't ask. Like Harwood can't do it by itself. It has to have our municipal backing.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we should be looking at because you've got the railway lines there that are, how old, Pauline? They're over 150 years old, aren't they? But they're losing $18,600 on top of that. The net Cold Springs Hall is $18,600 expense, correct?
Yes.
And you're projecting 20,000 for 2017.
Yes, that's
A
correct.
loss.
So they're taking way more money than they're giving.
It's not a no recreation or revenue neutral, as you know.
No, and that's why we're saying do the same in Harwood and Gores Landing,
Okay.
give them money.
And I just wanted to clarify that, just so you had that piece of information, but I'll absolutely take that back to council. What's that?
How much do they have in their reserves?
I believe it was somewhere between $25,000 and $28,000.
Or you get higher?
Yeah.
It's in that range.
Well, that's including the sorry, Vince was
Information I've looked at in the last little while shows the Cold Springs Hall, because I haven't been able to get the 2015 or 16 figures, but the 2011 to 2014, an actual loss of $58,000 to that hall.
I'm sorry, can you say that again, Vince?
An actual loss totaling $58,000 to the Cold Springs Hall.
4 or 5 years, yeah.
Now the other halls, Gores Landing, Harwood, are coming in almost neutral.
But
Break even or a little bit of a loss.
you've got to realize that the Cold Springs Hall is a municipally owned
So
hall.
is the Harwood Hall, so is the Gores Landing.
No, they're not. So we're not talking about operating at a loss. In that case, you say Bewdley operates at a loss and Baltimore operates at a loss because it does require tax dollars. It's not a revenue neutral situation.
Okay.
So Baltimore, Bewdley, and Cold Springs, owned by the township, they're not revenue neutral. We don't raise enough money to actually pay for them, so it does require tax dollars.
And we're looking at ways to promote further use this year as far as marketing those facilities to try and generate more revenue from them. So to reduce that negative or that deficit figure you see.
And that gentleman right in front of John.
Yeah,
has another question.
we're in Harwood, and for years and years and years, Harwood Hall's been a staple of the community as a cultural and recreational facility. The problem is, the people of Harwood and the surrounding infill area continually pay for that facility over and above their tax dollars they spend. what can the township do to enhance the quality of cultural recreation facilities that's run by these people? And they're raising the money right now. Yes, you gave us a little bit of money, and I mean a little bit of money to help with the roof. But they've raised the majority of funds to do that. They need, you know, we had the fire department's dinner the other night, and that's the first one I've been involved in. God forbid I should ever do another. For instance, the kitchen facilities are antiquated. And we're trying, and they're desperately trying to do these kind of events to sustain and manage the maintenance of the building. But it seems that town council or the municipality of Hamilton Township and the waterfront area seems to just not care about Harwood or Gore's Landing to the point that the people deserve to have that kind of focus on.
Yeah.
So I think it behooves the town council to take a look at Harwood and start rewarding the people of Harwood for their hard efforts they put forward over the years. And take a really good look at what they need to sustain, because right now they're breaking even or even, you know, coming ahead a bit, you know.
So totally understand the point. We're making a comment on it, which is why council actually did give a grant, because it's a grant to a private organization, money last year to help with the facility.
$2,500.
Well,
Yeah, because
it's a
the other
grant to,
2,500 goes over to this year.
yeah, but it's a grant to a private organization, which is something that council has to be
Make us
very.
an offer.
Yeah, so that's why they did, but that's why they did make the allocation of funds to support the community initiative and the
How much did you put
renovation of that
into
building.
Cold Springs?
Yeah.
I don't
just
know that
lightly.
figure offhand. I don't have it. It's a public facility that we maintain.
Get
this
rid of
is
it.
And it's in there.
Okay,
I think the public.
But we also.
what is a public facility where people of a community go together,
It's not a
come,
public.
wait a minute,
It's not a public
come
ownership.
together to share that facility to enhance the cultural and recreation values within the community.
I
The
understand what you're
township
saying.
doesn't want to have a thing to do with it, and it's got to stop.
It's not in public ownership, so it's like giving money to a private organization, basically, and that's where.
So,
Yeah, but it's our money.
It is.
Yeah.
so we should be holding,
Public ownership.
so you're gonna require these people within that area to continue to play over and above their tax levy to support recreation and cultural activities. Is that correct?
And I guess we're also investing money, and money has been allocated to the Harwood Waterfront Park, which is public property, but that grant amount doesn't reflect the ongoing maintenance and staff that actually do work throughout the course of the year.
At which facility?
That should be a
On Harwood Park, the waterfront park.
Well, it's not maintained very well, I'll tell you that.
Well, I
Okay,
think
we're
that's
just
kind
gonna, we're
of,
gonna take a question.
I am with the Harwood Hall, I am the treasurer, Shannon Downey. And I just wanted to announce that aside from your $5,000 that you helped us with, the rest of us on the committee and the volunteers, we raised over $25,000. And we have spent every dollar of it getting different things fixed.
Building maintenance, the roof, the furnace, the water system, pump outs, you name it. So over $25,000 is just public. Anthony Santacona from Harwood as well.
Hi.
that's an incredible
So the question
achievement.
is-
It is incredible.
So the question is, why is why is Cold Springs and Baltimore needing taxpayers' money when the Harwood Hall is able to raise enough money to keep themselves going and have a fairly good facility? Why is it that we have to put the tax dollars into these other community associations to this extent if you're not going to help Harwood?
Well, at this point, because it's a publicly owned facility, it's the
That's
same as the
false.
Butley and the
What's wrong
Baltimore
with this?
Arena.
What's wrong with this community hall that it can't break even? That's what you need to look at.
Well, again, that's why we are looking at trying to market it more for meetings and making it more available for renting it more
That will make a lot
regularly.
of difference from 16 to 17. on
And
that.
we haven't yet, that's what something, one of our initiatives we'll be looking at next year.
Yeah, the other thing we need to bring up is, we're discussing it here, is like, we're such an asset in the village of Harwood. And the biggest asset we have is the Great Lake, and even better asset is the people and all the volunteers. And some of these people are getting really tired and burned out, and to me, I really want to save these people, and it would really help. So on the 12th or the 13th, whatever the date is, I will be coming here to do a 10-minute presentation
13th, yeah.
with a list
Okay.
to just basically say this is what we need.
That's great, thank you.
I think what we're asking here as a group is an adjustment of attitudes on council, because for the excuse for not giving Harwood money is because it's Harwood's property, so we're not going to spend any money on their recreation. We're not going to give them a park or anything. They've got their own park. We're not going to put new playground equipment in. That old stuff, if they want stuff, they'll do their own thing. It's kind of like, good luck to you, Harwood, because you got that hall, so it's a nemesis for you, because that's yours and you're just going to have to take care of it. And then we go and give the Bethlehem Walk $2,500. It's a religious thing that council understood we should not be doing, and that it was only going to happen for a few years. It only happens one weekend a year. They get more money. Well, they get the same as the Harwood Hall for all their stuff. They get more support for one little organization thing because they happen to be the favored group in the township. Cold Springs is very much viewed as the favored area of this township north of the Dale Road. You gotta be sure of that. So I think that the town council has to start to smarten up and treat other people. Kids in Harwood have nothing to do. They absolutely nothing. Kids in Lord's Landing, I don't know where, if you can find a spot to put a park on for them. It's our township's responsibility to do parks. You're replacing parks in the south end that the township already did once, and you've never given a park to Harwood. Right. No park play structures, as far as I know, to Harwood. Just the little bit of money that you help match with the skateboard, but the kids raised half of it too. Yeah. You don't see Baltimore kids raising half the money to get a slide or a swing. You don't see the Butterfield Park people didn't do a darn thing either, or Castle Hill. But you're making these people come in and beg. And it's time council smartened up and started taking care of all the township equally and fairly.
Happy right.